I bet you showed up here because you're frustrated with the Montclair, New Jersey real estate market and you're looking for help. I am here to help. I've been involved in this market for almost 10 years. I know every nook and cranny. I lived in Montclair for 6 years. I am here to help you. I'm also here to give you a reality check because a lot of people are looking about buying in Montclair and they don't understand just how competitive it is. We saw homes that are selling. This is not an exaggeration. I can show it to you. 800,000 over the asking price. It was listed for 1.45. It sold for 2.25 million cash. We're seeing several of these that sell between 400 and 600,000 over asking. I have the stats over to my left that will just give you a little idea of what's gone on just in Montclair in 2023. Because I have an old video from last year about how to win in Montclair. I'm going to put that up there just for reference. And there's other videos on New Jersey and Montclair and playlists as well. But so far in 2023, just through April 19th, there's been 49 single family or condo sales, residential sales that aren't multifamily. 49. The average price point across all of those is 829,000. The average price for 4 bedrooms is over a million. 5 bedrooms is 1.5 million. That doesn't tell the story. Where the story's at, and I actually don't even think this tells the story. The average sales price to list price ratio is 114%. That means homes are selling on average 14% over asking price. But I'm telling you this now, the nicest homes are not anywhere near 14%. There's a couple reasons for it. Traditionally, Montclair has been a place where agents underprice, which makes it extremely difficult for home buyers. So if you're a home buyer who has $1 million to spend, you're going to start looking at about 650. Those are the list price that you want to look at. You can't look at 999. 999 is likely to sell if it's like done for 1.4, 1.5 mil. And that's not an exaggeration. So how do you win? I mean, actually, it's really hard. Even if you know all of the things that I'm about to tell you, it's very, very hard. What you need, number one, is an agent experienced in the Montclair market. If not, they're just not going to understand how we do business there. And it's a very, very professional market, in my opinion. Real estate overall lacks professionalism in a lot of areas. Montclair has been pretty tightened up for years because we were dealing with multiple offers 5, 6, 7 years ago. So most of the agents who are listing the biggest homes in Montclair have very transparent processes. They're handled well. Everything can't go perfectly, but you feel like you get a fair shake most of the time in Montclair, in my personal opinion, putting out plenty of offers. You need a professional agent who understands the market and who has done business in Montclair. That is an absolute must. I know you may have an out-of-town agent who says, no, I can handle it. They're not going to win. No Montclair listing agent who lists a lot of homes is going to recommend going with an out-of-town buyer, out-of-town real estate agent with an out-of-the-area real estate attorney. That's a recipe for disaster. Two, don't look at the list price as the value. I have another video about list price to sales price and list price to value. List price in Montclair is almost irrelevant, really is. What you need to do is make sure that your agent is looking at comps and valuations before. You can even check yourself and look at the Zestimate and see if something's 799 and the Zestimate's 1.1 million. 799 is not a great list price. It is there to encourage. It makes agents look good. Hey, we got 42 offers. But if you get 42 offers at 799 and it sells for 1.2, the majority of those offers you are never going to take as a seller. It's just there for, ego purposes and people to feel happy about themselves. But also there's plenty of houses in Montclair that are listed at really what the value is. And because of the buyer sentiment and the desperation and the aggression to get into Montclair, people are just bidding crazy. Now let's get to number 3, which is waivers. If you want to do business in Montclair, you're going to need to at the very least, you're going to limit your inspections to major structural, mechanical, environmental things like that. A lot of people are waiving a solid portion of inspection, or they're giving what I call an inspection deductible, which says, we'll look for just major things, but we'll also cover the first 5 or 10,000 in repairs. That's a little dicey in my opinion. It's very hard to quantify as to what's there. And then there's waiving appraisal. I have another set of videos on waiving appraisal. I can't link to all the things because I already did it once up there. Just look up waiving appraisal in my search queue and you'll find that video on what it is, how it works, if you should do it, when you should do it. But I'm telling you, most people who are winning the bigger offers in Montclair, they're either cash or they're fully waiving appraisal, so nobody has to worry about the appraisal in the end. And that's tough. I don't recommend it for home buyers. If you have the extra money, it's definitely an option, but you need to know that you have the extra money and you need to bring that to closing. Any difference, say you bid 1 million on a $999 sales price, which would never happen in Montclair. So let's change it. $999 sales price. You bid 1.5 million, you win, but it appraises for 1.3 million. If you waived appraisal, you'd need to bring an extra 200K in cash to closing because of the agreement. Number 4, you have to be realistic. You can't think the way that our parents thought, like, hey, I'm going to get one under asking. There's zero chance you're getting one under asking if it's in great shape and nice. There's none, no chance. Maybe like up in the 2.5 mil range. Sometimes those will sell a little under, but to be honest, usually not. They just stay around longer. The average days on market for all single family or condos in Montclair, the average for all of 2023 so far is only 34 days on market. That takes into account weird homes that are listed wrong, ones that are in disrepair. So here's number 5. In terms of being realistic at number 4, your number 5 is you need to see the house right away. Some houses aren't even making it to open house. So if you live in Brooklyn and you're thinking like, hey, I'll just cruise out on a Sunday, you need to start making sure you know when it's listed. If it's listed on Thursday, first showings are a broker open, you want to get in there Thursday at 12 o'clock. You want to be the first in, you want to have the first option. Most homes in Montclair, because of the professionalism of the agents in Montclair and because they know are going to have highest and best deadlines, which means that you'll send the offer maybe like Tuesday at noon, Wednesday at 5, something like that. You'll have clear guidelines from the agents about what needs to be submitted. And then you want to match those guidelines as much as you can. That means if they want a closing date that's longer than you had hoped, you want to match their closing date because that's what's going to help you. This is not advice to give away the farm. You can make a very, very strong offer and still maintain like your own integrity and not give up everything, waive appraisal, waive inspection, because Montclair real estate agents want to work with other professional agents and buyers who aren't going to be a pain. The worst thing for a great listing is to have a buyer who's a pain and then makes the deal fall out and then people start to think something's wrong. So the agent involved and the buyer and the contact between everyone during the process is very, very, very important. I can't stress it enough. You may not think that real estate is a professional type of business. And in some areas, maybe it's a little bit more sketchy. In this town, Montclair, New Jersey, it is very professional. Most of the time, it's very straight up. You may get frustrated when you lose, but look, I just bid on one yesterday for clients, 1.35 million. We bid on 1.099. We came in 6th out of 11. My guess is the end price is probably somewhere in the 1.6, 1.8 range, but I have all that information. This is the way that you do it. The agents who've been working these markets for the last 10 years, some longer, all know each other. Most everybody gets along, and you're going to get more of a transparent process. But you have to know all these things going in. If you're coming into Montclair with $1 million thinking that you're going to get a house that's listed at $999, it's not going to happen. And if it did, it would probably need $300,000 of work done. So I'm sorry if I bursted your bubble, but this is actually how it works. If you need my or my team's assistance in the Montclair market or anywhere in New Jersey and parts of Pennsylvania, because we study all markets just like this, it just so happens that Montclair is so popular that I put out a lot of videos on it because I know it so well. And I think that's important when you have an agent who understands the actual market to a T. So if you want to work with us, you can find us at Streamlined with a D properties. I hope this has been helpful. There are other videos, so if you plug in Montclair into my search bar on my YouTube, you will find them, and there is a New Jersey playlist for all things about the market because it's crazy. Have a great day.